Have you heard of the guitar company Orangewood before? Well, I hadn't either. In fact, I have a little bit of a story because some months ago, this company that I had never heard of, Orangewood, sent me a guitar to try out. And I didn't know anything about the company, I didn't know anything about their track record, so I ended up not reviewing the instrument. Because you know that feeling you get when you you run into a guitar you never knew existed before? I think immediately as guitar geeks, our hackles go up. We get a little defensive. We think, whoa, that's not in my wheelhouse of comfort. I'm not even interested in trying that out. Well, luckily for me, Orangewood gave me a second chance because they just released this new collection of guitars called the Highland Collection. And Orangewood, to the best of my knowledge, their kind of bread and butter was building beginner instruments at a really nice price point so people could get started playing guitar, which is awesome. But this Highland Collection is a little bit different than that because these are all solid wood instruments. In fact, they even have a torrefied Sitka spruce top and they sound incredible. I would put them smack dab in the intermediate category, and for the price, I think they sound incredible. And like I said, luckily enough for me, they gave me a second chance. They sent me one of these guitars out of the Highland Collection called the Sage model for me to try out. And I took it on a road trip, and well, I want you to come along with me on that road trip. So here's a little video I shot. Cheers and good morning from Spokane, Washington. Whitney and I drove into Spokane last night because Amos Lee was playing, and we figured, well, it's kind of close. It's about a 6-hour drive. We should go check it out. And I was lucky enough, because we drove, I was able to bring a full-size guitar. And just in time, because Orangewood just sent me their new Sage model out of their Highland Collection. I've been hearing about this particular collection of guitars, but haven't had a chance to get my hands on one until now. And I can't wait to tell you all about it. But first, we've got to bop around Spokane a little bit and, of course, go see the show.
When you cannot get to sleep at night, haunted by that no daylight.
Yesterday was totally awesome, and we're about to head back to Bozeman, which is where I'm going to tell you about this guitar. The Orangewood Sage model is a seriously comfortable guitar. It's an OM size, so it's smaller than a Dreadnought, and this one has a cutaway. The top is a torrefied Sitka spruce paired with X bracing, and you've got an ebony bridge and a tusk saddle. The back and sides of this model are all solid mahogany, a really pretty set as a matter of fact, and the appointments on the top are gorgeous. You've got herringbone purfling, a herringbone rosette, and this one also comes with the LR Baggs Anthem pickup. The headstock is understated, and you've got Grover open back tuners which function incredibly well. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. So what do I think about the Orangewood Sage model? Well, I have to say that I am greatly impressed by this particular guitar model. First of all, its price is really sweet. $645 without a pickup, $945 with a pickup. And I believe if you sign up for their newsletter, you get some sort of percentage off or something like that. So for an all solid wood guitar, that's a pretty impressive price. Now on paper, that's all great, but what does it really sound like? Well, you heard it, and I have to say, after playing it for a while, I'm really impressed. Like I mentioned before, I mean, sonically, it's a great guitar. This one in particular is incredibly versatile. I know it's a smaller body guitar, but I loved flat picking it, I loved finger picking it, and I have to say that I think I almost favored flat picking it more. It had a little bit of depth to it, a nice kind of dry, punchy, almost warmth that I would expect out of a guitar that cost much more. So for those of you out there looking for maybe an entry-level guitar or an intermediate-level guitar that really functions well, is made out of quality materials, and sounds good, this is one to consider. Now, I know you can't go to your local dealer and try these out, but I do believe you can do a fair amount of research online, and I want to say they have a good return policy as well. So if you try it and you don't like it, you can always send it back. At least you gave it a shot. But all in all, the Orangewood Sage is a great guitar, and I think the Highland collection boasts some pretty incredible specs and are well worth your research time. So the moral of the story is, as guitar geeks, we have the obligation to try all sorts of guitars, whether we've heard of them before or not. Now, upon deeper digging, I found out that Orangewood is tied in with the Give a Note Foundation, which essentially they donate guitars to music programs in schools, which I thought was even cooler. So to learn more about Orangewood, and particularly the Orangewood Sage model, go to acousticlife.tv/AT109. All right, last week on Acoustic Tuesday, we had a record store extravaganza. We checked out Music Millennium in Portland, Oregon, and Third Man Records in Detroit and Nashville. We also heard my local friend here, John Lowell, play us some songs, and our buddy, Matt C. from Eddie's Guitars, played us one of his original songs as well. Coming up this week on AT, well, you've already learned about the Orangewood Sage model. We're gonna do a deeper dive into the Envirotone Model Duo. We're gonna hear from Brendan and Toby down at Heartbreaker Guitars, and you're gonna listen to an odd time signature lover. That's all coming up right after this. I'm Tony Polecastro, and this is the Acoustic Tuesday Show. Guitar geeks, unite. Welcome to Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 109. This is the show where you're going to learn about acoustic guitar gear, discover acoustic artists, and get inspired to live your very best acoustic life. As with all episodes of Acoustic Tuesday, I'm going to share with you my guitar geek list for the week. But before I dig into that, we've got an important matter of business, and that is your Guitar Geek trivia question. Here it is. Which celebrated Canadian songstress was given the name Roberta Joan Anderson at birth? Was it A, Joni Mitchell, B, Buffy St. Marie, C, Alanis Morissette, or D, Anne Murray? Go ahead and ponder that, and at the end of the show, I'll be sure to give you the answer to that Canadian-infused trivia question. Now, before I go any further into the Guitar Geek list for the week, I want to introduce to you somebody incredibly special, helping me mince my words today, none other than Noah Jacob Heckman Jr. the first. Noah, cheers to you and good morning.
Tony, good morning. And good morning to all Acoustic Tuesday viewers.
Well, Noah, I'm happy that you're here keeping me online today. In line and online, as a matter of fact, as it turns out.
Yes.
And I noticed that you got, are you drinking coffee this morning?
I'll tell you a little secret, Tony.
Oh, okay. What do you got?
This is not coffee.
What, do tell, what is in this said mug of yours?
I'm actually sipping today on some sheep dip.
Oh. What is that an Irish whiskey?
It's Scotch.
It is a Scotch.
It's a Scotch whiskey. Yep, sheep dip.
Well, I have, since you asked me, I'm having a little bit of Balcones Texas single malt whiskey. And this actually ties into the guitarsenals I'm going to feature today. Both guitarsenals are from Texas, so I figured I should pull up a Texas spirit.
I see what you did there.
Both literally and figuratively.
Very clever.
So a lot of Texas spirit going on today.
That's good. And I just want to say, you didn't give me time to ask what you were drinking.
Well, you know, usually we film the show in the morning, but things were delayed because I was a little tardy. And I figured, you know, we should really sink into the spirits today and see what kind of detours we can take.
Well,
Let's take our first detour, shall we?
Yes.
One of the things that has developed into somewhat of an Acoustic Tuesday tradition is this new What Do You Think segment, where I find a video that I ask you, well, what you think. And these videos are generally of the viral category, meaning everybody has seen them. Maybe the kids watch them in school and laugh about them, but they're all certainly guitar related. Well, I have something different today because today I found a picture. Now, as a guitar geek, I love old ads. I love looking through old music magazines, seeing the old ads, the old artists that endorse products. And what I've got for you today is, well, it's a little bit of a play on what they do in fashion magazines. You know that whole thing, who wore it better? Well, we're going to modify it today. And I want to ask you who played it better. We've got two ads, one seemingly from 60s and 70s, one from probably, I would say, the early 90s, maybe late 80s. We've got Slash and his Guild 12-string, and we've got Eric Clapton in his Guild, I want to say it's an F50, but I could have that model number completely wrong. But I want to know what you think. Who wore it better? Was it Eric Clapton or was it Slash? Now, I've gone back and forth. I've looked at these ads for some time now, and I thought, man, Slash is cool. I like the 12-string vibe, but I gotta give this one to Eric Clapton. He is in a fringed jacket, and it frames the Guild guitar beautifully, and he's just looking all spaced out on his chair, just digging whatever he's playing. So I'm gonna say Eric Clapton wore it better. Noah,
Yes.
what do you think?
Well, you kind of threw me, Tony, because we were discussing this earlier. And this time around, you added the playing element.
Oh, okay.
You didn't just say who wears it better.
Yeah.
You mentioned the playing. And I got to say, hands down, Eric Clapton probably plays the Guild 12-string better.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that.
Okay, fair.
But if we're going off who wears it better,
Okay.
I'm in Slash's court on this one.
You're in Slash's court. Now, is it the hair? Is it the pouty lips? Is it the, what is it that draws you to Slash in this picture?
Okay, well, outside of just wanting to be totally antithetical to everything you are, I think it's like back from my childhood days. That's like my era, you know?
Okay.
There's going to be viewers who might even remember seeing that original ad with Eric Clapton or picture with Eric Clapton.
I dig that.
For me, however, it would have been Slash.
Okay.
It's my peeps.
Now, random question. This is something we didn't discuss prior to shooting the show today. Did Slash really ever play an acoustic 12-string on any Guns N' Roses tune? Like
Yeah.
Patience?
Yeah,
Is
it's
Patience-
exactly the one I was
Is that
thinking
the one?
of. Yeah.
But that's it.
I think I'm not totally familiar with their entire catalog.
Okay.
I mean, once you got into like Lies, 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 and that was like and then you go into like Use Your Illusion and
Yeah.
Then you
1
just
and
got
2, right?
1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then it just got weird.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, definitely Patience.
And on that same note, you know, that was like right around when Clapton was with Cream.
Well, to be fair, in this ad it says The Cream.
Okay, well, see, I'm confused then, because I can't remember any acoustic Cream songs. So a lot of topics for discussion, but we want to know what you think. In the comments below, let us know who wore it better, who played it better. Was it Clapton or was it Slash? And if you happen to know any acoustic Cream songs, put those in the comments as well, because I'm kind of at a loss, and I can only think of one Guns N' Roses acoustic song, and now I'm questioning the whole ad altogether. I'm wondering, wait a minute, how did these guys... Anyways, we want to know what you think, so let us know in the comments below. All right, well, I've got something really special for you coming up. In fact, well, it's not just me. I can't even take credit for this. Brendan from Heartbreaker Guitars, you all know him. He's down in Las Vegas. He runs a great shop. And, well, if you don't know him, now you do know him. And he does a news segment for us once a month, and he's got one that is packed full of goodies for you. In fact, I want you to pay special attention because he's going to give you instructions in this newscast about how to win yourself a free set of strings. I'm not going to tell you which kind of strings. I'm going to let Brendan do that. So, without further ado, here's Brendan and Toby from down in Las Vegas.
Thanks, Tony. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Brendan from Heartbreaker Guitars, and welcome to Acoustic Tuesday. We've got some great stories for you on deck today, starting with Tony's own Guitars for Vets. We're going to get into that. Also, Loudon Strings. We're going to do a quick review of the Loudon Strings. And finally, we're going to give you an update on the Santa Cruz Legends in Lutherie project with Rick Turner Guitars and Richard Hoover Santa Cruz Guitar Company. Okay, Tony, Guitars for Vets. I want to say this is so awesome that you guys are doing this. I mean, such a worthy cause, you know, taking care of our vets. I just think it's amazing. So Heartbreaker Guitars wants to be a part of this. Okay, as you know, we've already made a cash donation. And in addition to that, we want to donate a Paul Reed Smith SE acoustic guitar. Tony, this is no joke guitar. Okay, so check out the Zeracote on this PRS SE. This thing is loaded. It's got the abalone purfling, the spruce top, the ebony fretboard. It's got an onboard electronic system pickup. And guys, this thing is killer. Zeracote back and sides. So this is it. This is the guitar we're donating, Tony. So we can't wait to get this Paul Reed Smith acoustic guitar into the hands of a vet. Again, Tony, awesome job. Thank you for doing this. You know, I think so many people out there really want to participate in a project like this, but nobody puts it together. You've done it, so props to you, man. Keep it up, buddy. And guys, for all the Acoustic Tuesday folks out there, you can donate to the Guitars for Vets program for Tony Polecastro's show as well. So just check out the link below if you want to make even a $5 donation. Anything helps. So guys, thanks for that. And I know Tony and the Acoustic Tuesday boys appreciate it too. Okay guys, next on deck, Loudon Strings. As many of you may know, Loudon came out with their own line of acoustic strings this year, and I think they are incredible. It's a lightly coated string, and it's not as coated as some other competitive brands. Basically what they wanted to do, they wanted to coat the string to extend the life, but at the same time not sacrifice tone. So what George is trying to do with this string is he wants to bring out the true natural sound and tone of the instrument, whether you're playing a Taylor, a Loudon, a Bourgeois, whatever. He wanted it to sound like the guitar. In other words, no interference from the coating, from the string. So what we've done here for you, to give you a little sample, Mike's going to give us a quick demo of the Loudon string versus a competitive brand. We're using the exact same guitar, so let's take a listen. Okay, so what do you guys think? Any preference? Want to try them out for yourself? Okay, I'll tell you what, Heartbreaker Guitars and Tony are going to give you guys a set of Loudon strings for the first 20 people that respond. So what do? Just leave a comment here that say, yo, Heartbreaker, send me my strings, and then send us an email to info@heartbreakerguitars.com with your name and address, and we're going to send them to you. That simple. First 20 people that leave the comment and contact us, you're going to get a set of free Loudon strings, guys. So try them out for yourself. Tell us if we're full of hot air. We love them, but you know what? You try them and let us know. Okay, finally, last, guys, we've got an update for you on the Santa Cruz project with Richard Hoover and Rick Turner, Legends in Lutherie. They actually updated the name. It is no longer called Brothers in Lutherie, it is called Legends in Lutherie. Okay, and the news is that not only have we got an anticipated delivery date, but they've given us some more information on the woods. For those of you that didn't see that episode, Rick Turner and Richard Hoover have combined to create a pair of guitars to be built in tandem with the similar specs, and it's going to be an amazing project. So anyway, the wood, the redwood that they're using for the soundboard is from an old salvaged bridge in Yosemite National Park. There was a wildfire in 2013 in Yosemite that destroyed the bridge. The bridge was built in 1930. Anyway, the wood was reclaimed and Richard got a hold of it and they resawed it and they're using that for the soundboard. So it's very old, very historic wood that is going to be used for the Legends in Lutherie project. The first of these guitars will be available in either November or December. So stand by for more updates on that. But this is going to be an incredible project, Tony. You guys are going to just dig this. And you will be the first to see it, hear about it, and see these guitars. Okay, guys, that's a wrap. Tony, thanks for watching. Thanks for letting us be a part of Acoustic Tuesday. Congratulations and good luck on your Guitars for Vets project, and we look forward to seeing you next time. It's Brendan and Toby signing off from the Heartbreaker Lounge in Las Vegas, Nevada. Guys, thanks for watching.
Awesome. Thank you for the update, Brendan, and of course, thank you, Toby. Now, newsflash, I did go down to Vegas recently, and I did find out and confirm that Toby is a real dog, and he does move, although he naps like a champion. I was there for about 3 hours with my father-in-law, with my friend Kyle, and he napped the entire time. I played, I want to say, nearly every Bourgeois guitar in their inventory, a whole ton of Loudons, a bunch of Santa Cruz, and Toby didn't even wink an eye. He just snored on the couch. So Toby's awesome. But as you heard Brendan say, I want you to win a set of Loudon strings. So do what he said in the video. Down below, I want you to comment which guitar you would put your new set of Loudon strings on, and then go ahead and fire off an email to Brendan at Heartbreaker Guitars, and he will send you a set of brand new Loudon strings for free as long as you're within the first 25 folks. So act fast. This is no joke. Free strings just for being a guitar geek. I don't know what else to say. I also want to thank Brendan for his contribution to the Guitars for Vets campaign that we're right in the middle of. Yes, you can learn all about it at at4vets.com, at4vets.com. You can buy Acoustic Tuesday for Vets merchandise. That will help the cause. You can do a monetary donation directly to Guitars for Vets. That will help the cause. Or you can share this with an industry leader like a luthier or a product manufacturer, because we want them to participate as well. I've got more details on that coming up, but I just wanted to thank Brendan because he's gotten behind the cause in a big bad way, and he's just super excited about it. So thank you very much, Brendan. And Toby, oh, did I mention, Noah, I bought a new guitar when I was in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I know you did.
Much to
my chagrin?
Whitney's and yours chagrin,
Oh.
apparently. I think the root of it is different.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I want the viewers to guess what it is. I'm not going to reveal it right now. I just want the viewers to guess. It's in this case here. It's a black guitar case, and I got it from Brendan. So,
You want to give him like a multiple choice?
no, I'm just curious what they think I got.
Okay. Well, I know what you didn't get.
Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at my notes. All things are on track, Noah. Don't worry. Don't worry. We are on track.
Okay.
All right, I want to dig into some comments from episode number 106. That was quite the hot episode because we featured top 10 blues artists born before the year 1900. And gosh, I had a hard time finding 10. I actually ended up finding 11, so I guess I didn't have too hard of a time. But in true Acoustic Tuesday viewer fashion, you all rock, and you rose to the occasion. In fact, I've had 2 viewers comment in some additional blues artists that we need to know about that were born before the year 1900. First, James Scott commented. He said, Daddy Stovepipe, also known as Johnny Watson, born in 1867, probably one of the very first bluesmen ever. Our next comment comes from none other than Jody Carroll. Now, if you've never heard of Jody Carroll, you need to look up his music because he's phenomenal. He played at last year's Acoustic Life Festival and blew me out of the water. Is that safe to say, Noah?
Yeah.
I mean, he was captivating. He played the banjo, he played guitar, he played slide, and he's one of those people that you watch and they just escape into the song. So please check out Jody Carroll's music. He really is a treasure. And he recommended 4 additional blues artists. So this episode is packed with additional artists to check out. So Jody recommended the following folks. Sam Chapman, born in 1897. Joe Holmes, also known as King Solomon Hill, born in 1897. Tommy Johnson, born in 1896. And Lonnie Johnson, born in 1899. So thanks for watching, Jody. Thanks for making awesome music. And thank you for sharing your wealth of blues music knowledge with all of us Acoustic Tuesday viewers. Noah, you raised your hand.
Yes. Well, I also wanted to make sure that the viewers knew that Jody Carroll was the featured artist in Acoustic Tuesday 51. So don't forget
Thank
that.
you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah, to learn more about Jody Carroll, just go to acousticlife.tv/AT51. You did say 51, right? Mm-hmm. Awesome. I'm glad I'm listening today. Our next comment comes in the form of a small win. This is from Jason R. He says, small win. Jace from the Philippines here. My small win for today is that I've started my TAC daily journey. Yes, Jason just signed up for Tony's Acoustic Challenge, so welcome, Jason. Thanks for watching, and I'm excited for your guitar journey. Next comment comes from William Jacobson. He says, this is very official. It's almost like a town crier type approach to a comment. Hear, hear, Tony. I flew home from ALF out of Denver with two fellows who had been to Tommy Emmanuel's guitar camp in Frisco. We were on a completely filled flight, and we all had good outcomes with our instruments in the overhead bin, perhaps to the consternation of other travelers. Yeah, probably, but you know, guitars are our babies. I've heard many stories from others who were less fortunate, but I haven't had any bad experiences yet myself. So that's awesome, William. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. And of course, thanks for coming to the Acoustic Life Festival. That's what ALF is, for those not in the know. And our last comment comes from Steve B. He says, great episode, awesome blues artists. Here's some trivia. Did you know this music was referred to as the devil's music at the time these artists were alive? I think it's the Angels' music. Well, I agree with you, Steve. I very much agree with that. And you can never slip in enough Molly Tuttle. I introduced my son to her music. He's a doctor and plays it in the office. Shout out for the comments about air travel. Jolly good show, old chap. Steve from Brazoria, Texas. Well, thank you for watching, Steve. And thank you so much for commenting. All of you, thank you for commenting. It's so cool to kind of, well, quite frankly, get to know you all through the comments. It's really neat to see you all tuning in day and day out, or week in and week out. And we appreciate your time. So thanks for commenting and enjoying the show. Now, Steve mentioned Angels music, and speaking of Angels, you can become an Acoustic Tuesday Angel because that fundraiser I mentioned before, anybody that purchases an Acoustic Tuesday for Vets t-shirt off of the at4vets.com link, you can actually submit a picture right off that page, at4vets.com, and we'll feature you in your Acoustic Tuesday for Vets merchandise on the show. And voila, you're an Acoustic Tuesday Angel. In fact, if you're a little bit scared of the camera, you don't even have to be in the picture. It can just be your merchandise next to a guitar. It can be your new Acoustic Tuesday for Vets coffee mug, filled to the brim with hot piping coffee, or in Noah's case, sheep dip.
Yep. I was waiting for that.
So to learn more about that, just please go to at4vets.com. And remember, any of the Acoustic Tuesday for Vets merchandise generates proceeds for specifically Guitars for Vets. So you can take part in the fundraiser and get yourself some new cool Acoustic Tuesday merch as well. All right, moving on. We've got the mailbag coming up, and I've got a lot of guitar-shaped arrivals in the mailbag that I cannot wait to share with you. We've also got a great artist that I had never heard of until Nick L. from Nazareth, Pennsylvania actually introduced me to him. And also your trivia answer, your Canadian-infused trivia. I mean, the trivia is so Canadian-infused that it almost smells of bacon and jelly donuts and quite possibly a little hint of maple syrup in there too. That's how Canadian it is. I'm looking at Noah's face right now and he's like, wow.
Well, I was hung up on the bacon part because don't you have to be specific about that?
Okay, I'm sorry. It smells of Canadian bacon?
What is that actually?
What is Canadian bacon?
Isn't it like just ham? Ham?
What do you mean? Like, what is
Canadian
Canadian
bacon is ham, right?
Well, the pigs are from Canada.
But it's not like American breakfast bacon.
I don't know.
It's like coin slivers of ham.
Oh, I think you're right.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I always thought, you had your Canadian pigs and you had your U.S. pigs, and depending on where the pigs lived, that's what the bacon was. Canadian bacon for the Canadian pigs, regular bacon for the U.S. pigs.
Yeah, no.
All right, moving right along. So a couple episodes back, actually some episodes back, we featured the Envirotone internal mic and DI. it's this package kind of, well, it's an internal mic and a DI for your acoustic guitar. And its packaging is incredible. The packaging even smells good. I know that's weird, but I have to say that. And it functions great, but I didn't really get a chance to do a full deep dive and show you kind of the ins and outs of this particular product. So I wanted to do that. I want to take you into my own personal guitar den so we can do a deeper dive into the Envirotone. So come on in to my guitar den. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Envirotone Model Duo. I've got the internal microphone pickup installed on my Martin 0017, and I'm going to be using the Envirotone DI. Now, just so you know, both of these are included when you purchase the Envirotone, and you have a choice of red or black. I have them both, so I'm going to use the red one because it's pretty snazzy and it matches my pants. The Envirotone Model Duo is pretty simple. You've got the internal mic and the DI. The DI has two channels, one for the internal mic and one for another pickup source if you have two on your guitar, and it's got an on-off button on the top. On the inputs and outputs, you've got pretty simple stuff. You got one for the mic, you've got one for another pickup source, and then of course you have your output, and last but certainly not least, you have the charging port for the USB. Upon opening the package, you'll see the USB charging cord in addition to an instrument cable that I happen to use for the output. And here's a shot of it inside my guitar, ready to rock. So let's fire this bad boy up and see how it sounds. So what do I think of the Envirotone Model Duo DI and internal microphone? I love it. I'm super proud to have it in my guitar. It's highly functional and it sounds great, but let me get more specific. First, the internal microphone. It's built like a tank, it's crystal clear, and it's transparent, meaning it sounds just like the guitar that you put it in, which is what you want out of any acoustic instrument pickup. Furthermore, here's a pro tip. The sound that you get greatly depends on where you place the microphone. So if you plop it in and you don't like the sound, just go ahead and move it. It's super easy. It's a gooseneck microphone and it holds its position. Now moving on to the DI. It's easy to use. It's a no-frills DI. It's got an on and off button, a rechargeable battery, which is stellar. You don't have to worry about batteries and placing things and unscrewing the back. And it's a dual source DI, meaning it has two inputs, one for the microphone and one for another pickup if you happen to have two pickups in your guitar, which is awesome. One box does 2 times the work, which is stellar. And I should mention, these are built like tanks as well. I want to say they're like aircraft grade aluminum, and I mean, I've been stepping on them. They've been on the floor. Not that they have any buttons to step on, but they hold up. Let me just say that. So all in all, I'm ultra impressed with the Envirotone, and I'm so glad I had a chance to do a deeper dive. Plus, an added bonus, they just upgraded the electronics to make it even less noisy. Now, I didn't think it was that noisy before, but with these upgraded electronics, it brought the noise floor down, giving you more headroom and a much cleaner signal, which is awesome for any of us tone-seeking dorks. So check out the Envirotone if you get a chance. It's easy to install, easy to use, and I think you'll love the results. All right, so there you have it, the Envirotone Model Duo, and I'm so pumped that, you know, they're such a cool company because they're continuing to develop their product. They didn't make it and say, cool, this is good enough. They said, okay, cool, this is awesome, but we've noticed a little noise, so we're gonna introduce new electronic components to reduce the noise, create a cleaner signal, and an ultimately better product at the same exact price. So I'm really excited about this particular product. I have both the black and the red DI, and it's funny, when I go to pick one, I just kind of, well, it really depends on how I'm feeling for the day. The red, I didn't think I was gonna be a red DI guy, but it's pretty darn sexy looking. So, you know, sometimes it gets the call up. But anyways, it's a great product. I want you to learn more about it. Please go to acousticlife.tv/AT109. All right, moving on, I've got some Guitarsenals for you. And remember, they are Texas infused. They are Texan Guitarsenals, and there's two of them. So we've got the Texas 2, the Texas Tandem, the Texas... two of them. There's two of the Texas, two Guitarsenals from Texas.
You okay, John?
Yeah, I had another word, the Texas Tandem, the Texas Twins, the Texas 2, the Texas 2, the Texas Twins, the Texas Tandem.
Was it in Texas that Pee Wee was hitchhiking when he met Large Marge?
I can't remember.
I just remember there was like cactus and some desert scene, so I couldn't remember if he was in Texas.
Could have been Arizona.
He was trying to get to the Alamo, so of course it was in Texas.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't make that connection.
Now I'm tracking.
I've not seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure in some time. So I'll have to cue that up.
You should.
Yeah, I'm sure Whitney will be pumped. Our first Guitarsenal comes from San Antonio, Texas, from Nancy K. And she's even got some bourbon, so she's celebrating with us today. She says, here's what she has in her Guitarsenal: a Yamaha FS 350, a Baby Taylor 301, a Gibson Blues King, and her rescued Chihuahua Mix Monkey, spelled with a U, M-U-N-K-Y. My Only Electric, a Yamaha 312, an Ibanez nylon string, and then her grandma's favorite uke, a Roy Smeck uke. Now, it's got a little story. Brought out at parties after drinking several old fashions made with Imperial whiskey, her own secret recipe. On the floor, we've got a Gibson LC1 Sunburst with electronics, a Taylor GS Mini, a Martin ukulele, a Martin 000 16 RCTE, a Taylor Academy 12E. In front, an Ibanez Day Tripper, a Martin Backpacker, and an Ibanez GA1 nylon string. In the back, we've got a Fender Teleacoustic. The little bottle on the table is distilled with music in mind. Only in Texas from Dime Box Distillery. It is 6th Street Rye Whiskey for the songwriter's soul. It's 90 proof. The price is a little steep, but after all, you get a free pick. It's hanging around the neck by a little chain. All right, our next Guitarsenal comes from Georgetown, Texas. This comes from Rick R., who included a bunch of awesome pictures, and I think this is Rick's wife. I'm not entirely sure because he really focused on the guitars, but I want to say that's him and his wife. So you guys are a good-looking couple, so we want to include that on the Acoustic Tuesday episode as well. So let's dig into the Guitarsenal. I'm assuming that Rick and his wife have a combined interest in guitars. I'm thinking if it's anything like my situation, there's like this, almost a committee you have to go through when you purchase a new guitar. It's kind of like a procedure. So maybe Rick has that too. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But here is Rick's Guitarsenal. He says, "Hi Tony, I finally decided to make the plunge and submit my Guitarsenal for consideration. There is a lot to unpack here, so take a sip of bourbon and here we go." Well, thank you, Rick. I will gladly follow your instructions. On to the Guitarsenal. Back row, we've got Textone Guitars. This is his personal brand, which makes me think he actually builds them. It's a Lone Star 59 with a flame maple top, a one-piece mahogany body, nitro finish, rosewood fingerboard, nickel hardware, custom wound PAFs, and natural binding. Next, a Tacoma Thunder Chief acoustic bass. Next, a Lakeland Skyland PJ. Next, a Textone Twang King Plus, flame maple top and back, chambered ash body, natural binding, nitro finish, mahogany neck and rosewood fretboard with jumbo frets, Dogtown Telly and mini humbucker pickups. The middle row contains a Santa Cruz OM Grand, an amber burst European spruce top, Indian rosewood back and sides, bound neck and body, herringbone rosette and purfling Waverly tuners and K&K pickup, an EJ Henderson OM. Now, if you've never heard of EJ Henderson, hang on, there's a story coming up that you need to hear. And we've got an E.J. Henderson OM, Honduran mahogany top, back and sides, red spruce bracing, ebony fingerboard and bridge, bags, lyric pickup, and Waverly tuners, and an E.J. Henderson 0042, red spruce top, an old straight cut Brazilian rosewood, ebony fretboard and bridge, K&K pickup, Waverly tuners. And here's the story on the Brazilian rosewood. The Brazilian rosewood was purchased by a gentleman from Martin Guitars over 50 years ago. The guitar never got made, and the wood ended up with Wayne Henderson. Jane claimed it for this special build. The next guitar, a Bourgeois Vintage D, torrefied Sitka spruce top, Indian rosewood back and sides, ebony fretboard and bridge, and Waverly tuners. The front row, we get onto the mandolins. Don't forget E.J. Henderson. The story's coming up. The front row contains an Eastman El Rey electric mandolin, a Weber Distress Yellowstone with a cedar top, an Ellis F5 Special, an Elkhorn F5 Fern, and a TEO Octave 12-string. The next paragraph contains the story. My favorite, the Henderson OM. I call her PJ for plain Jane. It has none of the ornate inlay work Jane is known for. She looks plain, but is anything but that when you play her. I was on my way to the Nashville airport a couple of years back and thought I would make a quick stop at Carter's Vintage. A quick stop. That's funny. I had read the book about Wayne Henderson, so was really keen to see one. I quickly walked through the store and saw Henderson on the price tag on a guitar. I picked it up and was blown away from the first note. The salesperson told me it wasn't Wayne's guitar, or it would have been priced 3 times higher, but his daughter Jane. I thanked him for letting me play it and made my way back to Austin. However, I couldn't get the guitar out of my mind. I reached out to Jane to see if she wouldn't mind telling me the guitar story. She was more than happy to do so. The next day I called Carter's and bought it. Jane is an incredible builder and I consider her a good friend as well. That's the story from deep in the heart of Texas. Well, I want to thank both of you guys, Rick and Nancy, for sharing your guitar arsenals with us. It's so cool to get the stories, Nancy, the uke, and then of course the E.J. Henderson thing. I didn't even know that Wayne had a daughter that was building. So thank you guys. And if you want one of your guitar arsenal pictures featured in an upcoming Acoustic Tuesday episode, it's super easy to do. First, order yourself a guitar arsenal shirt. There's a link right beneath this episode. Next, put that guitar arsenal shirt on and take a picture amongst all of your guitars. And third, submit it at acousticlife.tv. When you go there, there's a submit link in the top menu. Click on that. You can upload the picture and then describe it. Tell any stories that you wish, and you'll be featured on an upcoming episode of Acoustic Tuesday. I should also mention, now I've mentioned this a couple times before, but I do want you to know we are in the midst of a major industry-wide fundraiser right now. We're trying to raise $100,000 for the Guitars for Vets organization. This is an organization that takes the healing power of music and puts it in the hands of people that need it most. Our vets coming back that are having a hard time adjusting to civilian life, maybe having some PTSD issues, and just overall needing something to heal them. We're not talking drugs here. We're not talking any craziness. We're talking music. And we've all felt that healing power before, and it's something that I'm really passionate about, and likely if you're watching the show, you're really passionate about as well. So to learn about this fundraiser, again, we're trying to raise $100,000 for the Guitars for Vets organization by November 11th, where we're gonna do a special program. Yes, we're gonna do a special program, a live Acoustic Tuesday show, which is gonna be incredible. It's gonna have live performances, it's gonna have interviews, artists, you name it, it's gonna be there. And that's gonna happen on November 11th. But to learn more about our fundraising efforts, go to at4vets.com, at4vets.com. You can learn how you can participate. You can make a monetary donation to Guitars for Vets. You can purchase an Acoustic Tuesday for Vets shirt or coffee cup or any of the other merchandise there, or you can share this fundraiser with your friends, which really does mean a ton. If you just send that link to your friend and say, hey, check this out, this is something you need to know about because this is a major deal. Please share that link and share it often because we want everybody involved, including manufacturers, guitar stores, other guitar geeks, you name it, we want them involved because we're trying to make a huge impact. And I think as a community, in fact, I know we can do it. So please go to at4vets.com to learn more. All right, Noah, it's time for the mailbag. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm pumped because a lot of guitar-shaped stuff came in. Should we do the guitars first or should we do the other stuff?
Yeah, do the guitars first.
Okay, you got it. Well, I'm not going to take them out of the case because they've got to keep you all guessing. But we got not one Boucher guitar, but 2 Boucher guitars. And I'm super excited to dig into those. My initial impressions are, well, I think they're pretty awesome, but I'll do full reviews so you can check them out. I also got the Rode 2 automatic guitar tuner. This showed up, and I haven't even tried it yet, but I'm excited to dig into it and share my thoughts and opinions with you all. So, got some cool upcoming review stuff on Acoustic Tuesday. Noah, where's your mailbag? What'd you get?
Did I get something?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's just kind of a courtesy ask.
Well, I thank you, because I know at some point I will receive something. I am expecting some things,
Yeah.
so please keep asking. But
My,
I don't have anything right now.
you know, my dad.
Everybody watching at home, I don't have anything right now.
Papa Steve is pretty mad.
Why?
Well, he doesn't see the hat that he sent you at all.
Did he not say something about, like, you know, he could wear it whenever he wants, whether he wants to or not, it's all good.
I don't know if he said that, but last I heard from him, he said, I don't think Noah should expect any more packages from Wisconsin.
Wow.
Because he's not wearing the hat I sent him.
Well, Papa Steve, I never received a package from Wisconsin. Okay? Whether you're giving Tony like some like Butterfingers out of the freezer or something, maybe you threw something in there for me.
Nutter Butters.
Right.
That's what I like.
Yeah. And it's not that I'm not appreciative. I am. I think I might have said this before. I'm just not a camo guy. That's all.
Hey, can't fault the guy.
But my kids love it. They like pass it around. They've been wearing it.
There you go. So that's it. That's no more mail stuff for you?
Well, no.
Okay.
Maybe some of those maple chips that opened up last time and we couldn't eat them because they were so stale. Those would be kind of cool to try again.
Oh, the feud deepens. Moving on to the artist that we're listening to this week. This one came from a recommendation on acousticlife.tv from Nick L., an Acoustic Tuesday viewer from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. And he says this of the artist. He says he's a solo fingerstyle artist who was the inspiration for my own fingerstyle playing, though I'm nowhere near as impressive as this gentleman. A great deal of his songs and albums are named after his real-life experiences and emotions that he's gone through in his transition from moving to Canada from the Middle East. Iran, I think. And upon some research, it looks like this individual, this artist, has actually moved, gosh, I want to say some crazy amount of times prior to being 18. He's lived in like 5 different countries. And yes, he has traveled the world even before being an amazing musician. Who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Maneli Jamal, Manelijamal. And I had never heard of this individual, but upon the first song I queued up, I was like, one of those moments where I was like, how the hell have I not ever heard of this individual? His compositions are beautiful. Melodically, they're gorgeous. He has wonderful style. And when you watch him play, one of the things I want you to watch are his picking hand fingers. Usually I'm a sucker for the thumb. When I see a fingerstyle player that has a really strong thumb, I'm like kind of get drooly a little bit. It's completely different with Maneli. His actual index, middle, ring, and pinky fingers do a ton of work and allow him to play in a lot of different odd time signatures. So just so you know what I'm talking about, here's a tune I pulled up that totally blew me away, and it's called Southern Magnolia. So here you are. So how about the sound of that Cole Clark guitar? That's actually an artist model. It's a Maneli Jamal artist model Cole Clark guitar. Now, I've never had a chance to play a Cole Clark guitar in person, but after hearing that, I'd like to think that if I purchased his artist model, it would make me play just like him. So I'm pretty sure that's going to happen, just because of the skills included when you purchase the guitar. I'm kidding, of course. I actually have another song for you. It's actually the same song. Maneli's a pretty prolific solo performer, but when he gets in the room with another guitarist, Well, you'll see the kind of magic that happens. Here he is playing that same exact tune, Southern Magnolia, with the guitarist Andrew York. And I want you to notice, well, it's kind of hard not to notice, the harmonized melody lines and just the two different approaches to playing and how magically they mesh together. So here it is. Pretty amazing. In fact, when Noah and I were rehearsing the show, when that came up, we were watching it and it was like, whoa. Kind of like jaws agape and just like, wow, that's really cool. And I've got another musical selection, and I selected this next one because a lot of his musical themes and ideas take time to develop and do so over some time. It's not just kind of a quick song and then it's done. It's almost treated as if it were an orchestral type movement. In fact, that's where the name comes from. This next song is called Movement 1, Awakening. So let's have a listen. All right, by now you should be hooked on Minnelli's music, and I want you to know what albums you should get. Of course, you can learn more about Minnelli, see those performances in their entirety at acousticlife.tv/AT109, where you'll also see links to his website as well as links to purchase his albums. And you can check out the following albums. I'm going to try my best to pronounce these correctly. Please forgive me if they are wrong. The first one, the Zaire movement, or Ziur movement. The next, the Lamage movement. And then following that, the Mardom movement, or Mardom movement. So a quick and easy way to remember those is just look for the album titles with movement in the title. These are kind of, I want to call them concept albums because, like I said, the musical themes and ideas take time to develop throughout the entirety of the album instead of just in the space of one song. And then last but certainly not least, one I haven't had a chance to hear yet, but one that I wanted to mention was called Tranquil Strings, released in 2019, so this year. Haven't had a chance to hear that yet, but am excited to do so when the opportunity arises. All right, Noah, we're about ready to wrap things up here, and I've got another user-submitted closing of the show. We'll get to that, but first let's wrap up the Guitar Geek Trivia section. And a quick reminder of the question that was posed to you at the beginning of the show. The Canadian-infused question, if you will. Which celebrated Canadian songstress was given the name Roberta Joan Anderson at birth? Was it A, Joni Mitchell, B, Buffy St. Marie, C, Alanis Morissette, or D, Anne Murray? Yes, those are all Canadian songwriter ladies. But if you answered A, Joni Mitchell, you're 100% correct. Joni Mitchell was born Roberta Joan Anderson on November 7th, 1943 in Fort Macleod, Alberta, Canada, the daughter of Myrtle Marguerite and William Andrew Anderson. Her mother was a teacher while her father was a Royal Canadian Air Force flight lieutenant who instructed new pilots at Fort Macleod. She later moved with her parents to various bases in Western Canada. After the end of World War II, her father began working as a grocer and her family moved to Saskatchewan, at first living in towns such as Maidstone and North Battleford, before settling in on the city of Saskatoon when Mitchell was 11. Her first paid performance was at 18 years old on October 31st, 1962. Yes, Halloween. I knew I loved Joni. Now I love her more. At a Saskatoon club that featured folk and jazz performers. So there you have it, a little bit of Canadian Guitar Geek trivia, feather for your cap, or something along those lines. Go ahead, Noah.
And Minnelli is in Canada right now too, is that correct?
He is. Oh, yeah. We had a little bit of a Canada, Texas thing going on today.
Dude, I got another one for you.
What?
This just came to me, like
What?
right now as you were talking and I wasn't paying attention to you. I was looking down at his name.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's his name. That's the movement. His last name backwards.
Oh,
Jamal.
Lamage.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're good, Noah.
Thanks.
Any other conspiracies you want to suss out before today's show ends?
You're going to have to tune in next week.
Okay. Well, I can't wait for the wisdom and secrets you discover next week, Noah, during our Guitar Geek Geek Out session.
Thank you.
Well, Steve B was kind enough to not only leave a comment earlier mentioning Molly Tuttle, which puts our streak at 109, probably 110 to 111, but he also suggested an ending for the show. So let me read this for you, and I'll try and act this up as much as I can. We've carefully wiped her down, cleaned her strings, checked the humidifier, and are ready to put our acoustic guitar to bed for another week. Now, there was a couple suggestions. It was either Acoustic Life to bed for another week, Acoustic Tuesday to bed for another week. I should probably read it as Acoustic Tuesday. I think that's the best.
I think it was fine.
Yeah, okay.
It was good.
Thanks.
I do have a question, though.
Yes.
It's very common for gentlemen to name their guitars after a lady.
Mm-hmm.
What do women guitarists do?
Oh.
Do they name their guitars after ladies as well? Or not?
Interesting. I wonder if that comes from the whole Greek mythology muse type situation. You know? You don't seem to have an opinion on that.
No, I could see that. I could see that. I'm
Okay.
just still thinking about, like Bonnie Raitt's guitar is named Bubba or something like that.
Do you know that for a fact, or you just make that up?
I just made that up.
Oh, trusty Bubba. Well, with that exhilarating closing comment, let's take a sneak peek into next week and see what's going to happen on Acoustic Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we're going to look at a movie about tone woods. I'm going to sing a song for you. Yes, my voice, I will use it to sing words. And you're going to get to know another blues performer, one that I had never heard about, but sure am happy that I did now. So with that, I'd like to bring this episode of Acoustic Tuesday to a close. Remember, you can catch Acoustic Tuesday every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time here on YouTube. And for your Acoustic Tuesday fix in between Tuesdays, please visit acousticlife.tv, where you can do a deep dive on anything I've ever talked about on Acoustic Tuesday, save for a couple detours we've probably taken in the past. Thank you so much for joining in today. Thank you for sharing your Guitar Geek time with us. We certainly appreciate it. And thank you for watching this episode of Acoustic Tuesday. Remember, Guitar Geeks unite. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday.